Good morning. It's almost morning. It's 24th January 2021. And yeah, it's very strange that I have come live to take a session at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. It's 3:27 to be exact. And I actually wanted to make this video last night. Why am I speaking so softly? It's because it's early morning. I don't want to wake up people in my house. Who are those people? My parents. So, yes, I'm wide awake. I haven't slept all night. And like I said, I wanted to make this video last night, but due to certain circumstances, I could not. So, yeah, before I go off to sleep in the morning, to wake up in the later morning, I why did I come live? Okay. Well, of late, a lot of people think or maybe have questions as to why have I changed my name from Pure Soul with Yoga to Pure Soul Interface, and it's quite shocking and it's also surprising that only one person so far has been able to articulate it or to interpret it very beautifully as to what interface actually mean and what is the connection of interface, soul and yoga. So I will post that on my page very soon, so have a good read at that. But a lot of people think that I'm not posting post related with yoga because I'm a yoga teacher. I have always been telling I'm a yoga teacher, but I've always been also saying that I'm a psychologist and a counselor. And yeah, my work is all about empowering, educating, and now also entertainment. Hi, Sheikh Faisal. I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing fine as well. Thank you for coming live early in the morning. I don't know if you woke up for your namaz or you have been awake all night like me. But well, there are two kinds of people in the world. Okay, so yeah, I will be answering to this question as to people who understand that I'm not relating. I'm not. Posting yoga related stuff lately. I'm posting more random stuff about, nobody has said this to me, but I'm assuming they would be wondering. It is more about lifestyle, it is more about entertainment, it is just random things, but it's not random. For me, I have explained to you that yoga is anything that you do in life, provided you have integration, you have harmony of your body, mind, and soul. So anything becomes yoga. But if you technically understand what is the meaning of yoga talks about union, okay? Union of body, mind, and soul. But thank you, Sheikh Faisal. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. What is the definition of yoga? I just recently asked this question. How many of you, or do you really think you know the meaning, the purpose of yoga? Well, I got varied answers. People often think, okay, some said it is awareness, some said it is related with happiness, health, etc., etc., blah, blah, blah. But the definition of yoga states very clearly it is all about controlling the fluctuations of our mind, because human mind is a chatterbox, non-stop chatterbox. Even if you do not speak, many the gender called man, okay, men do not have a habit of speaking their problems. They do not talk about their problems. They're conditioned to be a man, so they can't cry, they cannot blabber, they cannot talk, or they are not expressive enough, or they don't have a clue how should they express their feelings or talk about their problems or whatever concerns them. They hold it all inside them. So what happens is that you're piling up a lot of energy, which is not a very healthy energy in your system. So the two kinds of people that I'm talking about are one who, so first of all, answering the fact that I'm not posting yoga related stuff is a myth. It is completely incorrect. I'm I'm totally in sync with my work. I'm only extending my work to a more creative aspect, to a more creative level, which people are failing to understand. I have said this repeatedly for the past 12 years that I have been, handling my page Pure Soul with Yoga on Facebook, which is now Pure Soul Interface, and on Instagram. I have been saying this repeatedly. Asanas contribute only 1.1% of yoga. Asanas is not the entire yoga. Pranayam is also a byproduct of yoga. Meditation is also a byproduct of yoga. It is not entirely yoga. So please stop defining asanas, or stop thinking that doing Pilates or doing gymnastics or doing all those headstand, handstand, crow stand, eagle stand, or whatever stand is yoga, because that's not yoga. Understand, we are not Westerners. Stop copying Westerners and understanding yoga through their language or their interpretation. Yoga is very clear. You have to work on your mind, constantly on your mind. You have to control the fluctuations of the mind, and there is a deep and systematic study as to how you learn this control. It is not going to happen just by reading blogs online, or nowadays people are resorting to this kind of education. They are on the smartphone 24 by 7, constantly scrolling, reading, watching videos, and they think they are educated enough. They know it all. They don't need to consult a proper teacher, or get a proper guidance to understand how to sort things out. Well, ask me. I mean, I knew a great deal about psychology. I was already a psychology student, yet I went to yoga school and I systematically did my study. I became a student of yoga, and what is the most important element of studying in a systematic way is you learn how to be humble. Okay, if you do not have the quality of surrendering, or if you do not have the quality of kind of, putting your guards down, or dissolving your ego completely in front of a person, an entity, or an energy that you can put your faith in, you are not going to learn anything in life. Make sure of that. This is the quintessential thing to learn in life. You need to have the attitude of vairagya, surrender, humility. Okay, so in when I'm talking about two kinds of people, so one category of people are the people who are very smart. They understand from the very beginning that okay, if you have to get your work done in life, अगर आपको अपना काम बनाना है तो क्या करना होगा? आपको सबको खुश करना होगा. आपको something what we see in other languages called buttering. So you'll have to massage everybody's ego. You have to say everybody is nice, everybody is positive, everybody is good, everybody is okay. You have this good quality, you have that good quality. Now on the outer side, it all looks very praiseworthy. It looks very positive and nice. So everybody appreciates it. Nobody is able to understand or discriminate between, is this person faking it, or is this person genuinely praising people for their good, and not praising them for one's own betterment or one's own profit. Okay, so so these people are opportunists. These people are business minded. Nothing's wrong or right over here. I'm not trying to say or point out a negative about these kind of people. I'm saying things as they are. I'm talking about things as they are. Okay, so so this is one category of people who know that if you have to get profits in business, you have to be an opportunist, and if you have to be an opportunist, obviously you have to be a sweet mouth. It's common sense. Second category of people are the people who are rebel, the people who are very stuck by their values, their principles in life. They believe They do not listen to anyone else. They are very raw, they're very transparent, they're very expressive in their emotions, they are very blunt, they are straightforward. If they like something, they like it. They don't like it, they don't like it. They will not care about pleasing others. They will only care about what satisfies them or what gives them peace. Okay, so if they do not like something, they are very clear and assertive about it. Even if it hurts another person, it does not really matter, because they are more concerned about their comfort. Now, who is to decide if the first category of people are right or the second category of people are right? Well, normally, if you see in society, people try to curb you and tell you that you should not be raw, you should not be transparent, you should not be so honest and blunt, you should be diplomatic, you should be manipulative if you want to get your work done, because society runs like that. Society will not accept you if you are true, transparent. But in the long run, what happens is, when you are too pleasing, now I'm talking about the first category of people. When you please others too much, do you really think you find inner happiness and peace? Even if you have all sorts of profit and money and wealth and fame, and do you think such kind of people can be happy and peaceful in the long run? Do you think these kind of people can be free from illnesses and diseases? Because clearly, are they being honest with themselves, or are they dodging their own emotions? Because to please others, you have to constantly, curb your emotions, your transparency. You cannot be honest on anyone's face, even if they do not give you the profit back in return. You still have to be sweet on their face, because you have that fear that if you lose your temper, or if you lose your anger, or if you say things otherwise, you might lose your contract, you might lose friendship or relationship, and you have to be cordial and nice to everybody, and for your profit. So such people who are busy faking it and do not understand how to go through a systematic way to reach to this level of peace, where you are being honest in your behavior, in your attitude, to be positive with everyone and see everyone as equal. That takes one has to be on a very heightened spiritual plane, and to get on a heightened spiritual plane, there are no shortcuts. You have to go through dirt, you have to go through pain, you have to go through failures, you have to go through setbacks. Whether you want to believe me or you do not want to believe me, that is the truth. And the second category of people will face a lot of failures and lot of criticism and lot of pain and lot of rejection and lot of oppression in the very beginning. People will not support them until and unless they come on the verge of either committing suicide or giving up on life or quitting, because that's how nature tests you, how true you are to your values or your emotions, or how much you are, ardent and your willpower is strong to stand by you, okay, to believe in your own self. So it will take a very long route, but finally they will get success. And above success, what counts is the peace and happiness that is there inside, to choose a life of their own, to live a life of their on their own terms and conditions, and to choose a life that they have chosen and not someone else has chosen for them. And they did not go behind pleasing someone else, but they were more concerned about their own peace and satisfaction, which is very important to be healthy, to keep a healthy atmosphere around you, because people around you will heal or will catch that aura, that energy of yours, if you respect yourself, if you find yourself worthy, if you find yourself beautiful, if you can see yourself in the mirror and love yourself and find yourself more attractive, so will others. So now it's up to you to decide what is more important for you, to be in the first category or the second category. Okay, there are no shortcuts in life if you really want peace and happiness. And yoga is not going to give you peace and happiness. It is your choice to be happy and peaceful without any condition, without any desires. So I'm signing off now. Thank you very much for being live with me, who all were witnessing and listening to me. And as usual, I love you all. I will catch you very soon. Take care. Have a very good Sunday. Namaste.